Welcome, everyone. We're honored to have you come and be a part of the demonstration today. I'm honored to have Chef Tony Rodrigue actually be doing the preparation from Acme Oyster. You know, it's one thing to have business partnerships, but when you're friends with the people you do business with, it's a big land yap, and everybody knows what land yap is here in South Louisiana. So, Chef Tony, what you going to be cooking for the folks today?
Appreciate it, guys. Like Cliff said, my name's Tony with Acme Oyster House. Today I'm going to be keeping it simple. So, you know, here in New Orleans, we always are trying to find a reason to have a party and host people. And one of those good party staples is a deviled egg. But in our instance, we're going to do a little bit of an elevated deviled egg. Today we're going to do a carbonara deviled oyster. So it's going to be a fried oyster with a carbonara egg mixture, topped with a little piece of bacon. Just an elevated version of your classic deviled egg. It's easy to do at home. It's a fan favorite. So should be fairly easy today. So I've already got some bacon cooking. This bacon was from the D'Artagnan brand, which Fortune has. It is a great piece of meat. And we also are going to be using some Crystal Seas oysters, which are out of Area 3 in Louisiana. If anyone's familiar with oysters, Area 3 is kind of the prime spot for oyster growth. They provide, I would say, 80% of restaurants in New Orleans are serving oysters that come out of Area 3. So we really got some good stuff for you today. So here I'm just cooking down the bacon. We're going to need the bacon two ways today. One, the actual piece of bacon will be what tops the oyster. And then we're going to be using the grease in the egg mixture itself. Just like you do with a carbonara dish, you're cooking that egg yolk with the cheese and the bacon grease. This time we're just going to be whipping some already pre-boiled egg yolks. You know, I've always tried, and if you can't tell from looking at me, my Italian roots always kind of come out in a little bit of my cooking. This is just a fun way to kind of do that. So again, we just got some bacon cooking here. We can start working on our mixture while this is frying up. So here into just a blender, we're adding our egg yolks. This is about 2 dozen eggs. This is a mixture of Romano and Pecorino. We'll probably use about a cup and a half, depends how cheesy you like it. Then some ground pepper. And then your favorite Cajun seasoning, just to give it a little bit more of a salty flavor. You're going to get a lot of that salt from the Pecorino, but you know the egg yolks can mask that a little bit. All right. And then just for some acidity, we'll add a little bit of lemon juice. This will cut a little bit of that richness and really well round that whole dish. Cliff, tell us a little bit about the oysters today.
So, do like to have the opportunity to always speak during the summertime about oysters, because there's, in years past, a lot of negative connotation in eating an oyster during the summertime. Years ago, there were no refrigeration on the boats, and so you'd have to be very careful when an oyster would be caught by the time it would get back into the shore and then into the dock and then into refrigeration. But these days, the majority of all fishermen that are fishing during the summertime have refrigeration on the boat. So the oysters come out of the water, they're separated, they're sacked, they immediately go into refrigeration. So you don't have to worry about the ending in R anymore, because oysters are very safe to eat throughout the whole 12 months.
Yeah, it's impressive. We went on a oyster tour, I guess, last year at some point, and these top oyster fishermen have got a walk-in cooler right on the boat, right? So there's no chance of the oyster getting out of temperature. They literally are coming out of the water, into a bag, and directly into refrigeration within a few minutes. Yeah. So, really, the months without our, myth is kind of a thing of the past. So.
And you hate to see, people love oysters that something they really love to eat, feel like that maybe I shouldn't do it because it's unsafe. But I always like to try to educate as much as I can that's old school, that's long ago. You can eat oysters all 12 months out the year now, and you shouldn't have any issues with it.
All right, so on the blender, I did forget to mention, we did add about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of mayo, just to really kind of get that mixture to kind of clump up and become whole. We're gonna blend this probably about a minute. It's gonna get real gritty, and that's just because the oil is not in it yet. So don't freak out if it's gritty. And I think our bacon's ready now. So we'll strain the bacon. We'll let that just cool off a little bit. You're gonna wanna kind of mix this. The mayo does get a little clumpy before the oil's added. Cliff, you a big deviled egg fan?
Oh, I'm a huge deviled egg fan. I'm going to be even a more huge oyster with this fan as well, I promise you. And the bacon.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like bacon put on
bacon
anything?
Makes everything
right?
taste better, right?
So we're going to slowly add this to the mixture. This will kind of get everything together, get that whole mixture ready to roll and ready to pump. You're going to want to take your time on it. You don't want it to clump up too much. And you'll notice once it becomes real fluffy that you've added enough. So it's really just an eyeball thing when it comes to the bacon grease. It's nice to hear the horns have calmed down a little bit. It's starting to get a little loud. Hopefully that's United States winning over there.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't had the opportunity to, the United States pastry team, they won the pastry yesterday. And if you look at their pastry, platter, it is 2 dinosaurs made entirely out of chocolate. Pretty impressive. All right, so we're gonna check this. It's also very loud. And you want that classic, deviled egg mixture. This is looking perfect. It's nice and airy, fluffy, perfect to be, pumped right onto a nice piece of oyster. All right, and now we'll start frying some oysters.
While Tony's frying the oysters, I'd like to address just the general state of oysters. Not just that they're okay to eat 12 months out the year, but the conditions are very, very good right now, especially in Area 3 and Area 4, like Tony was talking about, where the majority of restaurants want oysters from. But there are other areas across the state that produce oysters as well on a consistent basis, but none that produce the volume that Area 3 and Area 4 produce. Some parts of Area 5. Freshwater, too much freshwater is the enemy of an oyster, but the blend of the brackish with the tidal coming in, tidal flow of salt water and then some brackish water, they really thrive on that. Some people don't know that an oyster this size right here, raised in the wild, it'll take about 3 years for this oyster to get to the size to where it's marketable, where Tony will want to use them at Acme. So it's not a quick growth product like some things are. 3 years is a long time. And that 3 years is actually been sped up because the oyster fishermen, many of them are now putting broken concrete down on their beds. Since BP, they found that by putting this concrete down, the retention for a spat, which is a baby oyster, is 100 times multiple over just the spat adhering to an old oyster shell and having regrowth. So that technique has allowed the beds to even produce more oysters than they were in the past. And just the one, I call them farmers because they are. They cultivate. They're putting this rock out. They go out. They move their oysters around. If there looks like too much fresh water in one part of their lease, they will pick up oysters and move them to another area so they won't lose the oysters. They work very hard to produce a good product, and it's a full day's work.
Yeah, I mean, we've been fortunate enough to take a few oyster tours, and that's a lot of work those guys are doing, and it's a lot of pre-planning. You know, like you said, it takes, you know, almost 3 years for an oyster that's, you know, acceptable for most restaurants. So imagine having a plan every day for a product you're going to sell in 3 years. So it takes a lot of work for those guys, and we're very fortunate.
Big expense up front, this rock. So our one farmer, Wade White, I call him a farmer again because that's what he's doing. He put out the last 5 years $1 million worth of this concrete across all of his beds in a 5-year period of time. And that's over 20,000 tons. So when he starts it at the beginning of the summer, he's got one boat that's all it does is it brings rock to the reefs. And that boat it's underwater, the size. It's truly amazing because of how much rock is on there. And then they'll get out to their reef that they want to put it on. They'll use a big pump like a fire engine would use, and they'll use a nozzle like the firefighters use, and they'll blow them out across their reefs so that they'll become healthier.
Horns are back, so it's loud in there, man. All right, so we're almost finished frying the oysters. From here, it's a pretty easy setup. We've taken our mixture, we've put it in just a regular piping bag. If you're doing this at home, you could just use a Ziploc. You know, you don't need anything fancy, just something where you could just put it all together, cut the corner off, and pipe it right in. These oysters are beautiful. They're big, too. Very big oysters. All right. So obviously at Acme, we go through a lot of fried oysters. I mean, it's probably one restaurant can do anywhere from, 15 to 20 gallons of oysters a day. And that's just one of our stores. We got our general manager for one of our busiest stores right here in the middle. He could attest to the amount of oysters we go through a day. He's in the thick of it, so it's a lot. It's great, but it is a hard product sometimes.
If you can go arm wrestle Lionel and win, I'll buy you a plate of oysters. How about that? But you're not going to win.
So this is an easy setup, like I said, just taking the oysters, going right into a boat. You could do this on a platter at home. Easy enough. We'll take, you want to grab that, the bacon? Thank you. Just going to take your piping bag and just go right on top of the oyster.
Excuse me while I get my own picture.
Cliff is my biggest fan.
Very true.
And I am his. These are some huge oysters. And then from there, just go right on top with a nice fried piece of bacon. And there you go. That's it. So we'll start frying some more up and get it out for you guys.
Now, we're going to have...
Oh, and we got some wine, yeah.
Some wine.
Who doesn't like oysters and wine, right?
We're doing great stuff here. So Miss Nina is going to explain what we have here for you guys, for those that want to participate with that, and we'll start plating the oysters.
So today we actually...
Cliff, do you want to put that? Yeah, we'll probably help. You want to just put those on there? Oh, I'll turn this on.
So
yeah.
The best compliment for oysters is Sauvignon Blanc. So today we're featuring Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc alongside of Kim Crawford's non-alcoholic Sauvignon Blanc. Why does Sauvignon Blanc go so well with oysters is the crisp acidity and the melon that flavors that you get from the wine bring out the oysters. So Kim Crawford was actually established in 1996. So it's got some pedigree to it. Their winemaking skills actually made the benchmark of what Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc should be. So you will be able to experience a fantastic Sauvignon Blanc that was established in 1996 by Kim and Eric Crawford. And then we have their alcohol-removed Sauvignon Blanc, which has become, many people are looking for an alternative to alcohol. So this is something that actually has all the flavors, but the alcohol has been removed. It's a delicate process in which they do make the wine, and then they use a spinning clone technology to take out the alcohol. It does have about 5%, a little 0.5% alcohol, but it has all the same flavors and taste profiles that can complement any dish that a Sauvignon Blanc would go with. So y'all are more than welcome to come up and grab a glass, a cup. We have more.
Some big boys. Fuck. A lot of people.
Now, I haven't tasted a lot of the food. I know there's some pretty good stuff out there, but I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty sure you're not going to beat this. You can walk up and down the aisles all day long, and you're going to have a really hard time topping this.
So if you want to get that that other gallon, just in case. Thank you. Got it. There you go. Got more coming. My other favorite Dago. Thanks, Cliff. Jesus. What's up, babe? You doing all right? Yeah, sure.
I'm trying.
Z knows what she's doing.
I'm trying.
I can do that if you want to fry more.
I gotta let the grease come up a little bit. It got a little cold.
Everybody that's eating, I don't hear no noise. Everybody like the oysters? I knew that. You can whistle at Tony, but you can love the oysters.
What's up? Yeah. We're just frying so much, it's going, yeah.
Okay, this is video, so y'all can cut up.
Hey! Want some oysters?
Now it's a photo. Okay.
Just wait. Those aren't that great. All right.
Good? You good?
They need to be crisp.
Oh, yeah. It's good?
Just like these to get a little. That's good. Did y'all hear that? Tell her what you do.
You bring a fan club with you, huh?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oysters are the lover's protein, right?
Yeah.
Nothing
Toss
but love.
these. Yeah, I think so. They could be a little crispier, but. Yeah, we got a few more coming up. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Do one more batch, call it a day. Yeah. Yeah, I have probably a dozen left. There you go. Good. Did you trim the beard? Wasn't it much longer? Yeah. So just been and 9:30 Cabernets. Thank you. Nah, I think that's good. All right. Yeah, that middle batch just got a little cold. There you go.
You bringing
Yeah.
anything back to restaurant?
No, no.
I was gonna let you have the cow.
Oh, just see if someone.
You probably got about a dozen if anybody wants another one. You'll have one? Okay. Jonathan, you gonna have an oyster? Come on. Miss Allison's gonna eat an oyster. Miss Amber too.
Oyster fan? Oh, Acme, yeah, well, they have the best oysters in the world.
We appreciate that.
You want me to bake it?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Thank you.
Hi.
Stan, you want one? Why not?
So thanks everyone for being here. This is an easy dish to do at home. Just
Fried oysters,
carbonara egg mixture and a piece of bacon. What's wrong? You know, that's pretty easy to go with. Thank y'all for being here. I hope y'all have a great rest of the show. Thank y'all,
Thank
guys.
y'all.